So welcome to Pattern Pensions webinar. Like I said earlier, to those that joined early, thank you so much for joining. And to those that are just joining, you're welcome to this webinar. You know, when we announced this session, we saw very, very interesting reactions. Some people were like, 25% of my RSA can't do anything when it comes to owning a home. Others were wondering if this was just another opportunity that looked good on paper and, in real life, when you come there, they'll tell you different things and bring this one, bring that one, do like this, do like that. And then some other people were like, okay, how exactly does this work? The truth is, home ownership remains one of the biggest aspirations for many Nigerians. But raising requirements when it comes to equity contribution is often where the challenge begins. So today's conversation is designed to answer the questions people are already asking, clear up some misconception, and help you understand how eligible RSA holders can access up to 25% of their RSA retirement savings account balance towards a residential mortgage. Joining us today are two experienced professionals from the Pattern Pensions team. The first one is Mr. Joseph Abdullahi, Team Lead, Benefits Administrations. And then we also have Mr. Olugbenga Akinremi, Head Benefits Administrations. Welcome, Joseph. Welcome, Olugbenga.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you for.
Thank you, Daniel, for having us, and thanks for the introduction.
All right, thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. So today we have a lot of interesting conversations that I want to dive into, and I'm sure at the end of this session, you'll be leaving here well-informed as to how you can access 25% of your RSA balance towards owning a home. You know, the last time we were having this discussion, I said owning a home, and someone said no, a dream home. So it's different. It's different for you to have a home and then having a dream home where something that you actually see and you love and you say, okay, this is something I've always been dreaming about. So the first question, right? This is what I've seen a lot of people ask, you know, when we put this out and everything. A lot of people have been asking, is it actually true that someone can use 25% of their RSA savings towards owning a dream home? Right. And then there's somebody that asked the question particularly, and I'd say it's exactly how the guy said it in the comment section. That was when we pushed out this webinar. He said, 25% of my RSA no fit even do fence for my village. So that was exactly how he said it, right? So right now, I want to throw these questions to our speakers to help us answer this, right? Is it actually true that someone can use 25% of their RSA savings towards owning a dream home? Or is there more to this whole story?
Yes, it is possible to use 25% of RSA balance to own a home, not even a home, a dream home. All you need to do is to work with an approved mortgage institution, get the necessary document, put your own documents together, send your your PFA will be money to the mortgage system is easy 25% RSA as a down payment network. So as a down payment, after paying the 25% of equity, the key to your home or your dream home will be handed over to you, and the remaining 75% will be spread maybe 20 years, 30 years while you are active. So this is possible.
All right, thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that brilliant response to that question. Yeah. So that's the first question, you know, if you can actually do that, and you actually cleared the air right now that you can use 25% of your RSA towards owning a dream home, right? So another question when we announced this webinar, like something I saw online, and we said, okay, we're also going to talk about that is most people said 25% can't do anything meaningful when it comes to buying a house, right? So let's take for instance, like, you know, I don't know, I don't want to call any amount, so someone does not think that that's the amount I have in my own RSA, but you know, 25% of someone's RSA, can he actually buy a house? Like that's the concept people have in their head. So help us kind of like shed more light into this, you know.
Okay, so Daniel, thank you very much for the introduction once again. Please give me 1 minute. So the 25% equity, you are not using it to buy a home, as it were. So you are using it to make a down payment. So you are not taking the 25% of your RSA balance to go and buy a home. You are using it to get to pay, make a down payment. So you are not using the that 25% to buy a home. So for example, let me just give a case study if you can see my screen. A quick calculation of what it means. So for example, for somebody that has 8 million as an RSA balance, so the 25% is 2 million. So if you have a property that you want to buy, for example, 10 million, so the down payment for the property is that'll be 2.5 million, and then your RSA balance is 8 million. So basically, you can only access 2 million out of your RSA balance in your pension fund. Now, the question is, how then do I pay for the 2.5 million down payment where my RSA balance is 2 million? So what the law say, what the regulations say that from PENCOM is that you will pay 500,000 on the extra 2 million. You pay the 500,000 to the mortgage bank, then you come to us, apply for the 25%, which is 2 million. That will balance up to the 2.5 million of down payment you are making to the mortgage bank. So basically, you are using this 25% to make a down payment, not to make a direct purchase of the property.
Oh, thank you so very much, Joseph. I think you really, really explained this because, to some people, they feel like, okay, that 25% means I'll use 25% of my IST to go and buy my dream home. And they didn't really understand, the nitty-gritty and how this actually works. So I'll just dive to the next question. And this question, I want you to make it as practical as possible for everybody listening to this, right? So if someone has, let's say, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 50 million in their RSA, what could 25% potentially mean for them? Like, how would I actually come to you and say, okay, I want to assess, or is there a particular limit I should have in my account balance before I can come and say I need 25% for, home ownership, or any amount I have in my RSA, I can just come forward and you don't tell me that, okay, this is how much we can give to you. And do you also go ahead to help me look for a mortgage company to work with, or I just go and do all those things and then come to you when I'm ready to get my funds?
Okay, so thank you so very much, Daniel, for that question. First thing is, for now, there is no benchmark, there is no limit to the amount to use to apply for mortgage for now. So whatever amount you have, so depending on your RSA balance, right? I cannot have RSA balance of 2 million now and said I want to apply for mortgage. So it depends on the volume in your RSA balance. And thank you for that question once again, because even if I have 2 million currently as a young guy now starting my life, I have 2 million as my RSA balance. That 2 million is an accumulation of my employer-employee contribution. So from my salary, there's a percentage that my employer is remitting to the pension fund for my pension balance. Now, for somebody that has like 2 million in the account as RSA balance, and you're looking at owning a home and using this 25% as something to support to make a down payment. Now you know that this money is small. There is this product in the pension industry that PENCOM has introduced, which is the personal pension plan, PPP. So whilst your employer is making employee contribution for you for your contributory pension scheme, that's CPS, your normal RSA balance. You can also as well make some your own personal contribution into the same account, so that for the number of years, maybe you have a targeted year that you're looking at applying for this mortgage. Let's say, for example, 10 years. So in 10 years, your 2 million has grown normally, and the personal contribution you're also doing is also growing, is also invested in that. So by the time you are applying for the for this mortgage, you have substantive amounts to use to apply for the 25% equity.
All right, thank you so much, Joseph. And if I get you right, you mean, you advise us to, or everyone listening, to also have their PPP, or, also contribute, to their personal pensions plan, so that you can increase your RSA. You don't just wait for, okay, only time anytime my salary enters and they take out the pensions, that's just it. That's what I would rely on.
Absolutely.
So there are other ways for me to actually increase my RSA balance, such that, so when I want to buy my dream home, like me now that my dream home is in Banana Island, I can now, add more money on top to it. Everybody know where their dream home is now. I'll give you an example. See, today now, coming out today in Lagos, you see a whole lot of places are flooded. And me, I don't want to buy my dream home in places that water will now take my home away. So I want to go to all those, high-end areas. So I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do right now. All right. So the next question is, many people dream of, let me not say many, everybody, I think everybody on this call right now would always have that dream in their mind of that. Some people already own a dream home. And even if you have a home, you can still dream of owning a dream home, because, human needs are always insatiable. Where we have one home, we want to have a bigger home and everything, right? So I think everybody has that dream of owning a dream home, their dream home, but don't know if they qualify. You've said a whole lot of things right now, but I think one thing that's been missing is, how would I know if I qualify for this 25%? How would I know if I qualify to even, get this mortgage and get my dream home? How would a random person or anybody on this call right now know if they qualify for this?
To answer this your question, Daniel, we have the eligibility criteria. We have some basic and requirement that makes you qualify, or that will make you determine that qualify for this 25% of your RSA towards your mortgage. The first one is you must have contributed for minimum of 60 months, and 60 months equals to 5 years. Meaning, if I start my work today, I need to contribute for the next 5 years. That will give me 16 months of contribution, consistent contribution. The second one is having an RSA account that is active, meaning that I want to apply for mortgage. I need to be working. I need to be in the working system, not as a retiree. So I need to be in the working system to make sure that my account is active. Another one is to work with an approved mortgage institution by PENCOM. We have almost 33 of them currently now being approved by PENCOM that we can also work with. Just search around, Google, or just Google, go on Google or internet, make your research, pick any one of these mortgage that is approved by PENCOM. All you need to do, get to their office, talk to them, see the property that they have, and the one within your reach, because you cannot have an RSA of 5 million and you are going for a house of 100 million. Just look something for your within your reach. Then once you have that, you get your offer letter from them. With your offer letter, you come to your PFA with the remaining document that you have within your disposal. You send it to your PFA, and immediately your PFA review this. We make sure that, okay, you have contributed for the last 5 months, which is 60 years. You have an active RSA account, and you have offer letter and other document that is valid. Why not? We'll process, and before you know it, your money is being sent to your mortgage house. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Benga. Thank you so much for that. And please, in case you have questions, you can just drop it in the chat box. when it's time for us to take questions, we definitely answer all your questions one after the other. So don't forget to use the chat box and send in your questions, because we're here to take all your questions, and we want you to leave here knowing fully well that, okay, I already know how this works. And either I'm planning towards it, or I want to, get my dream home immediately, right? Now move to the next question. So let's say I qualify. According to what you said now, let's say I'm part of those people that qualify for dream home. That means I'm one step closer to owning my dream home, right? Now, what is the next process like after qualifying, right? What is the process from deciding to buy a home to actually assessing the 25% of my RSA or of anyone's RSA that is interested? So let's say I just came to you, and you tell me now that, oh yeah, you qualify for this. Now, am I going to go and search for a home, or just come to you and say, okay, help me search for a home? Or like, what's the process like after qualifying?
Okay, so thank you, Daniel, for that question also. So there are four stages to apply for this mortgage application. So the phase one is property selection and verification. So as an RSA holder, you need to do your due diligence. You identify a habitable residential property within Nigeria. So within Nigeria specifically. So you can't go to Ghana to go and get a property. So it's a Nigerian scheme. So when you have identified the property you want to purchase, you verify all the properties, you make sure that it possesses a verifiable C of O and other relevant legal documentations, right? Then, so the next stage is to apply for a mortgage through PENCOM approved primary mortgage banks. Now, there are mortgage banks and there are approved mortgage banks. So just as Benga mentioned earlier, that there are 33 to 34 approved mortgage bank that we have currently in Nigeria. So you just select one of the mortgage banks, so secure your official, binding. Then they'll issue an offer letter. So there's this offer letter that mortgage bank will offer you after verifying the property, and they are sure that the property is okay. There is no fraudulent activities on the property. So they will issue, the mortgage offer letter. So the next phase is to, after doing all of these things with your mortgage bank, you will now send those documents will be sent to your PFA, for example, partner pensions. The documents will be sent to your PFA to verify everything. There are things that your PFA also will verify the documentations and everything. Then after everything, upon approval, then the final disbursement is done and your key is handed over to you. So that is, the mortgage is activated and you assume your ownership of the property. So those are the stages involved in applying for this product. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you so much for that, for clarifying that really, really well. So the next question is, one concern I think people have also is that, the message from the, like, let's say, party and pension, right? It's like, you'd put up your, grow your RSA balance so that at the end of the day, when you retire, you will not be tired. You understand? Yeah, retired but not tired. So now the thing is, if I take out 25% to, for my mortgage to own my dream home and everything, does it affect how much I would have at the end of the day when I finally retire? Because like I've taken part of my, my pension is just like my savings that is growing. But now I take part of it and use it to do something else. Is that going to affect, me when I retire? Am I going to feel it that had I know I wouldn't have taken this money out of this place. So, or what do you guys have in store to make sure that, this money that I'm taking away is still going to come back in a way or something like that? Just explain it so that I understand.
Okay, Daniel, to answer your question, at first, once you take out your 25% of RSA balance mortgage, sure, you are going to have like 75% remaining of your RSA. So as time goes on, you are working, you are still active. So your employer and your employee portion will still be coming in. And of course, with our return on investments, within you would have recovered that 25% that you have used for your equity. So on the long run, you will not even feel it anymore. You will not even know the difference anymore because on a monthly basis, your payment is coming in. The return on investment is also coming, which is our return on investment is competitive in the industry. It's something that you can verify. You can just go to our website, check it out, and compare with other PFAs. So within a limited time or limited year, you would have recovered 25% that you have used for your dream home. Thank you.
So if I get it correctly now, that means the 25%, like anyone here, let me not say me, because the way I'm just making this thing personal, like it's about me. It's because me, I want my dream home. I don't know about you, but I want to own my dream home. So that's why I'm taking it personal, right? So that means the 25% anyone here uses to, get their dream home, it's very, very possible for them to even get it back as long as they are still working and they are
Yes,
actively working.
it is possible. It is possible. Yes.
Let me quickly add to that, Daniel, please. Let me quickly add to it. Someone has applied for this mortgage for 2 years ago now. Has applied for mortgage, and the money has been paid to the mortgage bank. The person told me that, said, "Do you know that I can't even see the difference between when I collected the 25% and now because my account has grown. It has, you can't even feel it anymore because of the investment." So with our competitive investment in party and pensions, when you collect this 25% of equity to pay to mortgage, the remaining 75% is being invested. So you won't even see it in the next, say 1 year thereabouts. Will have regenerated, and you see that it's actually as if you did not collect anything at all.
Wow, that's quite interesting, and it's an eye opener because I'm sure a lot of people don't know this. Even I know some people know this already, but sure a lot of people don't know this. So thank you so much for putting that out here. Yeah. So the next thing I want us to, the next question I have here. Yeah, and these my questions. It's not like I know some people say that this guy is just asking questions that is in his mind. No, no, no. We actually went through a whole lot of comments from people, and these are like most of the questions that they have. But this is quite an interesting topic because they said knowledge is power, and if you don't know these things, you just keep working and feel like, oh, this thing is so far away. While you don't know that you have this. There's this popular quote that they say, what you are looking for in Sokoto is inside your pocket. You understand? Yeah. So now we've talked about using existing RSS savings, right? And I'm sure we all know that, if you've worked for a very long period of time, you'd have a whole lot of RSS savings in your disposal. So let's say someone that is just starting off their professional career and the person is like, this one is for those who that have a lot of money. And when the person check the RSA balance, they're like, no, now, not this one now. So how would this person actually plan and say, okay, in the next 5 years, I want to work for like 5 years and 6 years. And after these 5, 6 years, I want to be able to, use 25% of my RSA savings to own my dream home. So what other plan? What can I do? As an individual or anybody listening to this, what can they do differently aside from just getting your normal contribution, which your company and then yourself actually put into your RSA, right? What else can I do to make sure that in 5 years' time, this my plan of owning a dream home can come to pass by increasing my RSA savings, like how much I have in my RSA at the end of 5 years, if I have a 5-year plan?
Okay, Daniel, for a young graduate or a young person who has just started job, all you need to do is to have a plan. I need to work for 5 years. What home am I looking at? What is the amount of my dream home? Is it 20 million? Is it 30 million? Apart from your monthly contribution that comes in through employer, there's another product that we have, and Joseph has mentioned that, which is a PPP. All you need to do is to calculate how much is your employer remitting on a monthly basis for you. Let's say, for example, on a monthly basis, your employer is remitting 500K, both employer portion is 500K. You calculate, what is my dream home? It's 20 million. If I calculate this employer for 1 year, it give me 1 million. I need to buckle. I need to do 1,000 naira, meaning that you're doing extra 500 naira, 500,000 to your PPP accounts. So by the time you calculate it in a year, you have 1 million naira from your employer, both employer, you have 1 million naira on your PPP account. By the time you add this together, it's already giving you 2 million naira in a year. So you can now calculate times the number of years you want to use to save this to achieve that 20 million or that 30 million naira home that you are looking to boost your balance to make sure you have a cover your 25% for your dream home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minga. Thank you. Thank you. So, for those young professionals like me, myself, listening to this now, there's a way out, right? You don't have to only depend on, the um contribution coming in from your salary and everything. You can also add extra to your RSA. People used to see this thing like, yeah, pensions, no, I'm sure a lot of people don't even think of just waking up and saying, okay, let me just add to how much I have in my pensions, like their personal pension plan and things like that. But you actually have seen the lights. Yeah. You can see a place like, okay, I have a vision and I want to accomplish this. And to help me do this, I need to add more money to what I'm contributing normally. Right. So thank you so much, Benga, once again for that. Yeah. So for someone listening now, right now, I think the question 9 I have here will actually even answer this, right, for the next 5 years. So I'll go to the next question and say, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about RSA mortgage equity contribution that you've heard? You've been in this system for a while now. So what are the biggest misconceptions that you've heard? And I think I started with one misconception where somebody said 25% of my RSA cannot even raise fence in my village. So that's one misconception I think somebody has about this whole thing. So, but what are the other misconceptions you've seen or that people have about the whole RSA mortgage equity contribution thing?
I think for me, over the years working in the pension industry, I've had to interact with customers at different levels. Concern and misconception is trust. So currently, PENCOM has been doing awareness, and PFAs also have been doing awareness, doing a customer service, forum to several organizations, several people. People are getting to know about pension now, But before, people will tell you, I can't do pension because I don't know where my money is going to. I don't know where my money is going to be. I don't know if I'll be able to access this fund. When this scheme started, right? Verification, especially people that worked with federal government, before you can access your pension, before this scheme started, before you can access your pension, you travel to Abuja, queue, and all of it. Some people stampede because of the crowd and everything. And at the end of the day, some people don't even get to collect their benefits. And these were the things that we grew up to see. We see our parents struggle, with pension and all of it to get their pension. But with the introduction of the contributory pension scheme, right, it's strictly regulated by the National Pension Commission. So far, so good. people are getting to see light in pension industry. They are beginning to, build trust here and there. Because if you look at while you will know that there has been trust in the industry, is that when we started, it was the AUM, the asset under management for pension, it's very, very small. But now we have at least close to 14 trillion, and the numbers of people that have joined the scheme is increasing daily, because people are getting to understand. They can go online, see what see the things that are happening in the pension industry, and the fact that they can trust a PFA, that's pension for the administrator, for example, part-time pensions, because of the our professional side in investment, and the number of years we have been doing investment as Parthian partners, Parthian Capital. We have Parthian Securities, Parthian Tech, and now this is Parthian Pensions. So because of that, people have known Parthian Pensions, Parthian already. So it will be easy for them to do business with us, because they now trust us. There's this trust now that is building in people as time goes on. So to answer your question, trust is a major issue. But because of the technology now, because of the internet, people are seeing, people are reading, there's education as far as pension is concerned. So I see this as something that's almost been, eradicated as time goes on, So, and I know that very we even work, into pension office to say, I want to get a pension account, because they know they are coming in for. Thank you.
So, Daniel, let me just add a little story to this. I know I have a personal experience. I think one of my friends told me, we were just gisting and said, my dad's pension has been with one PFA and I can't even access it. They asked me for certain information and I've given them, and it's taking me forever to have this fund in their custody. And I was like, can you determine what the issue is to know? Because one of the problem we have is information mismatch. Sometimes you register with NIM, you have like for my name is Obega Kerem. In another biometrics or another data of yours, you have Olugbe Sunday Academy. So we need to have a consistent information in our database. So at the end of the day, by the time you are filing your documents for your retirement savings or retirement benefits, upon checking or verifying by the PFA, all information will be consistent. You don't have Academy Olugbe here, I have Sunday Academy here. So by the time you have a uniform name, uniform information, you have a seamless benefit retirement, and without any issue, without frustrating you, telling you to go back, change this with NIM, changes this. No, you don't have any issue with that. And Joseph rightly said, when this pension industry started, the AUM was very small, and with the help of PENCOM, PFAs, the whole players in industries, I believe there's so much noise in the radio, the TV, even in the markets, to include the market women to come on board. Because right now, the AUM, the total AUM for pension assets is about 26.9 trillion as of today. So with this, even the banks, every other sectors are looking up to pension, that, wow, these people are really coming up with the consistent regulatory from PENCOM, safeguarding and making sure we do things right. Be rest assured that there's no issue about pension at all in Nigeria. And this is just the beginning. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much, Joseph. Thank you so much, Olubinga. The way you guys talk about this thing, it's just so interesting that I want to collect my own 25% right now. It's hearing you talk about it feels like the process is so seamless. And I know one misconception, I think, and I will not call it a misconception because we've seen it play out, back in the days when people hear pensions and it's like, to get your pensions, you have to go and line up, you need to stay under the sun, more like you're begging for your own money, right? is it the same in this time and this era? Is it the same? Should people think of pensions and then the next thing that comes to their head is to collect my pension, I have to, stay for years, for days. So like let's also bring it back to this 25% now. How long do you think the entire process actually take for someone to access this 25%?
Okay, so access your 25% mortgage, all you need to do is to work with any approved mortgage institution. You get your offer letter, you get the necessary documents. From them, you submit to your PFA. Your PFA, and once all the documents get our, so in pattern pension we are a tech-driven PFA. We don't even want to stress our clients. We don't want you to be coming from Alagbado to VI or from VI to Alagbado. No, with at the comfort of your home or your mobile phone or your internet, your system, just log into our website. We have options of various benefits that you want. Even this 25% mortgage is also there. Apply. We'll see it and we'll check all your documents. Once we have all your documents in place, why not? We'll process and you get all the stages of your application.
All right, thank you so much, Benga. And speaking about pattern pensions and being tech forward, tech-driven organization, I noticed something. I don't know if people here, if you have the pattern pensions mobile app, but I noticed that I've been checking my pensions regularly these days, and one of the reasons when you go to the pensions app, the pattern pensions app, you can see the growth. You can see how your money is growing, right? So I can see that my money has grown over like how many percent in the past this past. So I'm interested in checking my, and before now, like I'm not going to mention names, my former PFA, I honestly didn't even bother. I just know that I have one pension somewhere, but I think pattern pensions just make you interested in this thing. It's like your pension becomes your body, right? Your retirement body. And there's a feature on the app I really like. You can see your estimated how much you'd get like when you retire, you can see the estimation like at the end of the day, how much you make. So if I check that balance, I'm like, nah, this one is too small. Let me work harder to make sure that this value increase. So it just helps you, stay in touch with reality. And I'm sure when you ask the average person now, they always have a retirement date in their mind when they want to retire, but not everybody really plans how they want to retire and how they want to actually, make sure that they stay in check when you retire. You don't want to be, that baba that will play draft when they retire. You want to play golf, right? So no shade to if you play. Some people just like draft naturally, but there are some sports that there's kind of money that you have that you just love those kind of sports, right? So that's just one key for you to have the pattern pensions app because it's I call it your retirement um journey body, if that word is really correct to say, but it just helps you checkmate it. And you can also change funds too. If you're in a fund and you feel like you want to go to the next fund, and you can speak to somebody, you can speak to your account officer to advise you and say, okay, what fund do you think I should be in at this my age? Because depending on the age that you're in, you can be in particular funds. And I don't know if Joseph or Bega would like to even talk us through, these fund types and, someone that's looking to own a home, what fund do you think they should be in?
Okay, so thank you so much, Daniel. You know, gone are those days where you will just do your contribute your pension or your employer contribute pension for you, and you go and sleep. You just believe that I have pension account somewhere, and you will just go and lay your bed and go and sleep. No, pension now is a self. I would say it's a DIY something now. It's a DIY thing. Like you can do it yourself. So your pension account is you have a stake, right, in your PFA. So you have to be you must know what is happening per time in your pension account. So The reason Pencom also came up with multi-fund structure. Multi-fund structure in the sense that I was speaking with one of my friends today, and he's an older friend. He clocked 50 a few months back, and he called me. He said, Joseph, they have moved my account to Fund 3. He said, so why is it moved to Fund 3? I told him, because you are now 50. That's why it's moved to Fund 3. So let me just quickly run through the multi-fund structure briefly. I'm not an investment person, but I'll just try my best to see, if I can do justice to it. So we have Fund 1 to Fund 6, 7, I think 6 now in pension industry. So Fund 1 is for aggressive, risk takers. It's an aggressive account. So for somebody that wants a very good yield, return on investment in his pension accounts, so you can choose to move to Fund 1. And Fund 1 is for people between age of 18 to 49. So someone that is 50 years and above cannot go to an account like Fund 1, because it's an aggressive account. So it's expected that someone that is 50 years and above does not have a long time to spend also in the active service. So it will not be advisable to allow that kind of person to move to an aggressive fund. An aggressive fund meaning that high, returns on investment, then also it has high its own risk. So every investment generally has its risk. So what we are doing as a PFA, we try to mitigate this risk so that it will not affect our clients a lot. So in fact, even this risk itself is on your growth. It's not on the money, on your own pension balance itself. So for example, for Fund 1 from 18 to 49, for Fund 2, for Fund 2 is like a global fund. It's like a default fund. So when you register to the pension industry, your account goes to Fund 2 if you are less than 50. But if you are above 50, it goes to Fund 3. So the higher the age, so let me put it like this: the higher the age, the lesser the risk should be in your pension account. So if you are 50 years and above, the kind of risk exposure on your contribution should not be the same as somebody that is less than 50. And if you are retired, for people that are retired and are collecting their pension, they're already receiving their monthly pension, the account cannot also be in the same account with somebody that is less than 50, right? Or people that are still in active service. So this account is differentiated based on age, based on risk exposure. Do you understand? So you can also, someone in Fund 3 that is 50 years, just like my friend that I made the example for now, is in Fund 3 currently. But because of the advice he has gotten from me, Fund 2 is actually doing practically well. That is why I want to go back to what you said, that as an RSA holder, you need to speak with your account officers, you need to speak with your pension fund administrators consistently to know what is happening, to get updates on the pension industry, what is happening. Okay, am I supposed to be in Fund 2? Am I supposed to be in Fund 1? Am I supposed to be in Fund 3? So you get advice like that. So I've advised my friend to come back to write to us. It's just a form. You just fill the form, very easy, to move his account to Fund 2, because Fund 2 is actually doing very well in party and pension, very competitive in the market. So it's about the multi-fund structure. And also we have Fund 5. Fund 5, we have Fund 5, the that's the personal pension plan, PPP. So that's another account. We have been mentioning PPP, personal pension plan, in the presentation over time. So personal pension plan is a product that is separate from the contributory pension scheme. So this is where an individual can voluntarily contribute into his own pension account. So I choose to send in 100K, I can choose to send in 200K, I can choose to send in 50K in my personal pension account. That will also help to augment what I have in my contributory pension scheme. Do you understand it now? So that's Fund 5. And with that, so getting information, education, enlightenment from what is happening, always be in touch with your account officers, talk to them regularly, They will also, like, for example, for Parthian, we always get in touch with our customers, give them updates on what's happening, the current trend in the pension industry. And that's why we say we are tech-driven, pension fund administrator. So whatever you need, Parthian is here for you to answer your questions. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I like how you take your time to explain this thing in detail. Like, thank you so very much. So we'd move to questions and answer now. We have so much questions, so many questions to answer. I'm not even sure we'd be able to answer everything, but we'll take the questions one after the other. It's like everybody wants to own dream. Please, nobody should go and buy my dream home. Oh. Please, please don't buy my dream home because the way people are asking questions like this. All right. So the first question, thank you for walking through the various stages of the 25% RSA mortgage application. My question is that the property that you want to look for, is it required that the property be a government property like all these LSDPC properties? So that's the question. Should I take it again?
Not
Should I
at
take the
all.
question again?
You
All right.
can take it again.
Okay, the person say, thank you for walking through the various stages of the 25% RSA mortgage application. My question is that the property that you want to look for, is it required that the property be a government property like all these LSDPC properties?
LSDPC? No, 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 no. The property can be private. So all you need to do is just to work with an approved mortgage bank to see their selection of property that they have. Then you pick from it. So it's not necessary to be a government-owned property. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I hope we've answered that question. So the next question, someone says, at age 52, will you recommend I move my fund to Fund 1?
Okay, so at age 52, just like I mentioned earlier, you can't move to Fund 1. That's an aggressive fund for younger people that are still going to stay very long in the active service, right? We are not saying that you are retiring early, but it's a safe fund. So you can't move to Fund 1 because it's too aggressive for your age. So, but you can move to Fund 2. Fund 2 is appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. I hope it's clear now, the person that asked that particular question. So the next question, this person says, I've been hearing about this 25% RSA mortgage option for a while now, but it almost sounds too good to be true. Is it really approved? And has anyone successfully used it before?
Yes, yes, we have thousands of clients who have applied for this scheme, and today they are living in their dream homes. Yes, so it's possible. It's possible. It's seamless. All you need to do is to work with the mortgage, an approved mortgage bank, work with your PFA, and your dream comes to reality. So it is possible.
Okay, thank you so much. So another question, this one says, can self-employed individuals or business owners also benefit from this opportunity, or is this only for salaried employees?
Yes, thank you so very much. So it's not for only salary earners. So just in our earlier presentation, I think Benga mentioned it, the eligibility criteria. As far as you have a pension account, so the micro pension, we call it, it was a micro pension account before it was now changed to PPP, personal pension plan. So an can also have a PPP account. A market woman can have a PPP account. And a car seller can also have a PPP account. So as far as your account is as meets the eligibility criteria of 16 months or 5 years, and you are qualified to, and your account is is up to date, is verifiable, you are okay, you can apply. So it's not just for people in the corporate sector, it's also for people in informal sector. They can also apply as far as they meet the eligibility criteria.
All right, thank you so much. So this person is also asking, can I use the fund to build a house or renovate a house?
No. You cannot collect the funds to renovate or to build your house. The main objective of this scheme is for you to use your 25% as a down payment for a property, a home, a finished home, not for you to buy land, not for you to renovate, not for you to build. I hope I've answered that.
All right. So this next question, how long does the entire process typically take from application to approval?
Okay, so the application, just Benga mentioned it earlier. Upon complete documentation from your mortgage bank, your own document that you need to submit, and you submit to the PFA, by PENCOM guideline, within 3 days, within 72 hours, your money should have been sent to your mortgage bank. But for Pantheon pensions, we are telling you that within 48 hours, 24 to 28 hours, for 24 to 48 hours, your money will be paid to your mortgage bank within 24 to 48 hours of complete documentation. That's our promise to our clients.
Wow.
So to explain further, once your document, the most important thing is to have your document complete. Once your document is complete, be rest assured that within 24 to 48 hours, your money will get to your mortgage institution. So we, at the beginning, we'll tell our clients, make sure you have all your documents in place so that the journey of the process will not be frustration. You're not encounter frustration or delay or necessary delays. But once you have all your documents right in place and it's complete, sure, it's a seamless process. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much for answering that. And we have just 1 minute left. All right. And so we can't take questions anymore. But if you have more questions, or if you've sent your questions, I've not treated it, you can just send us an email to info@patentpensions.com, or you can visit our website www.patentpensions.com to learn more or to start the process. And if you also want to switch your RSA, you can check it there on how to get started. You can speak to somebody. If you also want to, you can just choose to speak to and you can see here approved primary mortgage banks just on the screen here. So you can see approved primary mortgage banks that you can use, right? So you can just take a screenshot of this, and please, can we just go back to the slide there? Yes, so you can just take a screenshot of this to see the approved mortgage banks that you can use. So before we go, I'll just ask our speakers if they have anything else that they would like to share with us aside the questions I've just asked them. If there's any other detail that they have on their slides that they just like us talk us through. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Benga. GG.
Yes, so okay. Can I say this now? All right, so if you see the screen, we can see the screen. We also want to share about that it is not just one person that can apply for mortgage. So this is a good news for people that don't have much balance in their RSA. So you can also combine as a couple to apply for 25% equity, right? Married couples can combine their individual RSA equity allocations to secure a single higher valued property. So, but this couple, they must meet the criteria we listed earlier individually. So spouse A, just as you've seen in my slide here, must independently meet the 60-month contribution rule and active status. Now the output, buying power is exponentially increased when two 25% caps are consolidated into a single mortgage application. So buying a home is statistically and mechanically easier when two independent balances work as a unified financial instrument. So I think we did not mention this earlier. So this is a good news. If you have a spouse that also have a pension account, and if you are just maybe you're just getting married, or of course you're looking to get married, so you should also plan that both spouses you will have a pension account, the target to own a home together as a couple. So that's another good news we brought for you.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph.
Just for me to add this shortly, we have some common issues that delay application. I think we've discussed this before. Just let me mention it briefly. We have incomplete documentation. This will delay your application. We have an issue of irregular remittance, where your employer remits January, they skip February to March. You must have a consistent monthly remittance. And when your documents are not readable, we have to return it back to you. So make sure you have a document that is readable. Make sure your documents are complete. Make sure you have your monthly remittance up to date. And with this, you have a seamless process.
All right, thank you so much. I think what Joseph said was quite interesting. Maybe people would like, for those people that are not married, you can add this to your first date question. How much do you have in your RSA balance? Do you have a pensions plan? So you can always just add that, so that you're sure
What
that.
do you bring to the table?
So when two become one, you know that you're adding two good balance together to own a dream home. But that's like a fantastic option. So thank you to everyone that joined today. Thank you. We're just 4 minutes ahead of the time we're supposed to stop. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you to our speakers, Joseph and Olugbenga. Thank you so much for, breaking this down in the simplest way possible. And we're leaving this place knowing that, yes, we can access 25% of our RSA balance to own our dream home. And to everyone that joined, thank you so much for joining the Party and Pensions webinar. And like I said, if you have any question, in case you joined late, because I see some people joined, when we're about to end the session, you can send us an email to info@partyandpensions.com or visit our website, www.partyandpensions.com. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.